We are Rob and Kathy, and these are our adventures in our Avon Applause 500 camper van, Serenity. Well, welcome to day 4. We're still out at sea. It's the second of our sea days. We arrive in Auckland tomorrow afternoon. It's a different feel this morning as the sun's coming up over the Pacific. Very calm, but it was a bit of a rocky night. So we'll catch up with the day as it happens. And it's Wakey's time to start the day. Breakfast, and with the porridge and fruit this morning. And then we're going to do some brushing up on November trivia for an 11 o'clock trivia competition on events from November. We went to the Royal Theatre and watched a show, Live, Love, Legs. It was great, full of action, dance, great singing, and we really enjoyed ourselves to finish off the day. Well, good morning once again. Welcome to day 5. On the horizon, I can see land. Little islands, you probably can't pick them out in a GoPro, but they are there, and that's the first thing we've seen since we left Sydney. Today, we arrive in New Zealand and take on Auckland. It was going to be a tender arriving into the harbour, but apparently we can dock. This is the pilot turning around so he can come on board and take us into the harbour. It's been the chaos of disembarking at Auckland, which has taken us not far off 2 hours of solid queuing on the ship. I'm sorry, but I can't put a positive spin on this one. We'll see what Auckland's like eventually. It's a cool afternoon in Auckland. This is Queen Street, we think. It's all hustle and bustle. Looking for a coffee shop. Well, good evening viewer, and we've just had our first shore day in Auckland. Gonna be honest, and it was disappointing. First half of the day was nice. We had a good time down at the solarium pool and relaxed, but then we started lining up about 2 o'clock to go into Auckland, and for whatever the reason, whether it was enough buses, we just don't know, it took forever. We queued up for 2 hours, eventually got onto a bus into Auckland after 4 o'clock. Things were starting to close, so it wasn't a great time to see Auckland, which is a shame because I'm sure it's a nice place to visit. But we're back, we had a good meal, and we're moving on tomorrow to the Bay of Islands, so we'll see what that brings. Here's the pilot boat again, picking up the pilot this time. Good morning and welcome to day 6. We're in the Bay of Islands, and you can see the clouds on the hills over there doing their thing of the land of the Great White Cloud, as New Zealand was known. Today it's a tender going off to the Bay of Islands, so that should be interesting. Weather's not real great. It was raining through the night, but it seems to have settled a little bit. Pretty heavy cloud cover, but we'll just see what the day brings and let you know. Good morning again, time for a sit rep. We're waiting for our tender to take us into town that I can't remember or say the name of. Seems a lot more organised today. We've got a tender ticket and we're just waiting till it's called. So I'll show you more then. Hello everyone. Here we are at the Bay of Islands dock. I'm not quite sure what the town is called. You can see one of the boats from the tenders from the ship at the wharf there, and all the crowds of people getting on the shuttle buses into town. We've been shuttle bussed about 2 kilometres down the road to the town of Paihia, which is quite boutique-y by the looks of things. There's a market on, and the street looks humming, and we'll go and investigate. Well, we're regrouping over morning tea now to continue our Paihia experience and work out what our next stage is going to be. Possibly a boat ride across to Russell, which is a historic town. After morning tea, we caught the ferry from Paihia over to Russell. It was a trip of about 20 minutes. Russell holds an important place in New Zealand's history, being the country's first seaport and its first European settlement. In its day, it had a bit of a reputation as being a lawless town, but today it's anything but that. It's now a boutique tourist destination. We had a lovely wander around and lunch there. It's retained its original layout and much of its historical charm. Vegan hamburgers, chips and a pale ale. Doesn't get much better than that.
This tree is just awesome. It's like something out of Lord of the Rings. It was planted by Mr. E.B. Lang, who served as the first collector of customs, and he lived in the house beside the tree.
And all of a sudden, the rain's come in. So it's heading back to the ferry and trying to stay dry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your step?
Oh, sorry.
What's your step?
It was back to the Royal Theatre for the Rat Pack Reloaded, a great show that was a tribute to Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean Martin. Hi viewer, I forgot to do a report on day 6, and I think it's quite important to do one because in contrast to our Auckland day 6 was really good. We went to Paihia and Russell had a really good day. The disembarkation was excellent on the tenders, and I think it was because Royal Caribbean had full control of the situation this time, and they did what they do well. So big thumbs up to Royal Caribbean for a much better day.